I'm going to try and make this video short and sweet as I can. I ran the Bohermeen half marathon today and it went better than I was expecting it to be. In my video last week I spoke about hoping to be around that 140, saying that I had definitely had the potential to win a 145, but actually I came in at 1 hour 34 and 9 seconds, so I was absolutely blown away. I really didn't think I'd go that quick. In the back of my mind, even when I was making the video last week, I was hoping for like a 138, but I didn't want to say it, and there's a couple of reasons why I was thinking that pessimistically about this race. The first thing was when I did my long run last Sunday, I had obviously accumulated a lot of fatigue over the 8 weeks leading up to this race. So last week would have been 7 weeks, and in those 7 weeks I think I went from kind of not a whole lot of structured running to running 45, then 55, then 65, and then I got up to 77 kilometers. And then I did a couple of 70s and another 77 the week before. And in that last week before I tapered for this race, on my long run on the Sunday, I had a 30-minute easy, an hour at steady, and then 30-minute easy. And at that hour of steady, I was really struggling at the whole 440 per kilometer. And 439 per kilometer would have got me 138. So I was kind of thinking I would really like to get 138. I think I should have been able to go for that. But last week doing that hour run, I just thought, I am way off where I wanted to be. Anyway, I rocked up to the race. I had a good taper this week leading up to this race. I didn't run on Monday. I had a short run Tuesday, did a couple of strides on Wednesday, took Thursday off, and then Friday did 8 times an hour or 1 minute 15 at 5k pace off a little bit of shuffle recovery. And that went really well, made me feel pretty good. I was supposed to do a shakeout run on Saturday, but the weather was absolutely awful in Dublin. It was like sleety rain and it was really cold, and I thought there's no point in going out and running even for 35 minutes in that weather with a race the next day. So I went into this race with absolutely no fatigue, and I think that was the second key. The roads were really flat in this race. It's known to be a pretty quick half marathon, and the wind was not really much of a factor. Quite often in Ireland you can get a bit of a wind, but this was on kind of back roads, back country roads. There was lots of hedges up around the sides, and there was really only one section of road. It was about a mile long, and we did 2 loops, so you did it twice. So in the 13 miles we only really had a headwind for twice for 1 mile, so 2 miles in total. The rest of it was, the wind was almost non-existent. So that really made a difference. The weather on the day was good. It was quite mild. It didn't rain. It was a perfect day for running. So I think that added to it. That was the second thing. And then the third thing I think was running in the Vaporflies. I wore my Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2. I hadn't worn them since the 5 mile race I did back in January. And I think that made a big difference as well. I would say maybe about 5 minutes per kilometer or 5 seconds per kilometer in those shoes. So yeah. Overall, like I said, I was really happy. The last 8 weeks have been super consistent. I haven't done any workouts. It's all been kind of just either steady runs or a little bit of tempo runs, but I haven't done any interval training over the last 8 weeks because my coach who's working with me had just taught to say, let's just get that aerobic base back up in around where it would have been before, and then build from there. And like I said, I am blown away by that 134 today. I mean, my PB in the half marathon is 126. And coming into this, yeah, if I'd have ran around about a 138, I probably would have been a little bit happy, but I would have been kind of known that I'm way off where I want to be. But after today, I realized that consistency and those just constant, just trying to hit those easy runs every week, do your little bit of structured stuff, do your long run at the weekend, just makes a massive difference. That just wasn't what I was doing in the weeks leading up to that when I was working by myself. So being back at my coach has been absolutely fantastic for me. This is the little bit of swag we got. This is the medal we got for the race. It's quite nice. The race itself is super well organized. We got out there, easy to find parking, easy to get to the place, lots of portaloos, lots of water, lots of little treats when you finish, and then got out of there pretty quickly. So overall, I'm really happy with how my training is going. It's definitely on the up. I'm pretty much finished. I think this week now is an easy week after the race, and I think that wraps up what my coach would have been calling the super base. And now I'm going to go into the marathon bridge. So I'm going to start adding workouts to my weekly training plan from not this week, from the week after that. So I will definitely talk to you guys about how I maneuver my way through those, how I tackle them and how they go about. But for the moment, I'm definitely on a high. I'm definitely on an up. The goal is to run sub 3 hours in the Dublin Marathon at the end of October. So at the moment, I'm feeling really good. Today was a really good confidence booster. I'm really excited to see where I can take this fitness once I start doing the workouts and those interval sessions during the week. mixed with the tempos and the long structured run of the weekend. So overall, pretty good. Remember guys, run far, run fast, but most of all, run sensible.